Hey guys, this is Samuel to Geek, and today I want to make a video about the future of this channel and the future of me on YouTube. Now, as many of you know, I have been on YouTube since actively making videos at least a couple times a year since 2007. 2007 I joined YouTube. I seem to talk about it a lot because a lot of people who, when they find my newer videos, are surprised that they find my newer videos. The reason why they are surprised is because they are often not delivered my YouTube videos. Often these videos are randomly recommended to them because they've watched a video in the past and it appears on their front page, or they are shown these videos because they have gone out of their way, out of nostalgia, to go look up some of my older videos and are surprised to find that I have made videos. YouTube does not like smaller creators. It has gone out of its way to try to stifle creators with a small audience from catering to that audience. Unlike platforms like Facebook or Twitter, which have designed themselves to both cater to large audiences and small, YouTube actively punishes small creators. If you have less than 1,000 viewers or a couple thousand viewers, your channel will slowly lose viewers. I know this because I've followed many of these channels over the years. I'm a very big proponent of small YouTube. I've followed the crumb side of YouTube, as some people have dubbed it, for over a decade. And I've seen firsthand how YouTubers have been algorithmically punished for having small audiences. There is no money in small audiences. And small audiences are seen as risks because they tend to be extremely niche and they tend to have extremely hard to advertise to demographics. YouTube has also tried everything they can to have punished small YouTubers by taking away advertising. By making it harder and harder and harder to appear in the recommendation list. In fact, the only way a small YouTuber can survive in this environment is to make content so niche that it appears in search results. Almost all of my viewership comes from search results. Almost all of it. If you are happening to see this video and you've followed me for years, you are one of the exceptions. You are not the rule. Almost all of the traffic driven to my YouTube videos over its entire lifetime, since major updates were made in 2011, 2012, has been from search results. People are going out of their way to search for very specific things and finding my videos. This is why niche videos, like one of my Ben 10 videos, is one of my most viewed videos of all time. This is why responses to certain people are also high up there, as well as strange videos like my Black Friday Walmart video from 2008. But active, talkative, vlog-style videos to small audiences, the thing that really launched YouTube, the thing that attracted me to YouTube, is dead. Small audiences are not allowed to exist in this format. Only large, successful, commercially attractive audiences are allowed to have this format. And unfortunately, it has basically driven me off the platform. I love YouTube. YouTube basically helped me become who I am. It helped me express myself. It helped me evolve as a person and do things that, as a child, I probably thought I could never do. As many of you know and have followed me personally, I grew up with autism spectrum disorder, or back then known as Asperger's syndrome. And it was very difficult for me to adapt to to social situations growing up. And if it wasn't for YouTube, I don't think I would have ever found ways to express myself that would allow me to be successful in my personal life. I don't think I would have met some of the most important people in my life and people who have helped me overcome amazing odds. I also would not have been introduced to a lot of the tools that I have discovered on YouTube that allowed me to live a normal life. And I am forever thankful to the platform for helping me find myself. But at the same time, YouTube has also made it very difficult to do the very thing that it always wanted you to do, which was broadcast yourself. Broadcast yourself used to be the tag of YouTube before they eliminated it from the platform, because YouTube does not want to cater to small vlogs. It does not want everybody to have a video platform like it used to. It wants to be a content creator, and it wants content to be easy to digest, marketable, slick, and it wants it to be able to be viewed by hundreds of thousands of people. YouTube has gone out of its way to make sure that small creators are punished. And if your videos are long, too long, it punishes you. If your videos are too short, it punishes you. If your video is just somebody as a talking head like this one, it punishes you. If your video is unedited, it punishes you. If you don't use the right thumbnails, if you don't upload a thumbnail, it punishes you. Small-time creators who are not interested in becoming a television series or something to akin to that effect are punished. And it just bears out in the data. If you look at small creators like my channel across YouTube, you can just see the decline of viewership. And it's not organic. People do not get these videos in their sub boxes. They do not get the notifications if they hit the bell. They do not get anything related to these videos unless they personally search it out themselves, or if it's promoted on other platforms. That's the reality of the situation. And my return to YouTube, prompted by COVID-19, I figured that many of these claims made by other small YouTubers were either exaggerated or were, basically excuses for the failure of them to keep their imaginative audience speaking. But YouTube has actively discouraged making videos. It just has. Like, in my experience, it has pushed my content to relative obscurity, and it has made it very difficult for my content to be viewed by anybody. It also has done things to punish me from trying to create more content. It doesn't count certain views or certain things towards my eventual partnership. It has, basically over the time has started punishing older videos and holding it against me. And it has basically made it very difficult to stay on YouTube as is. And not only that, but it's just made YouTube not fun. Part of the reason I joined YouTube is because of the amazing, rich, interesting, and sometimes a little cringy discussions that YouTube used to bring. Video responses, comments, community. YouTube used to be about the community, but over the years, it has slowly cut the community aspect out to the point now where I can see a YouTube video on a mobile device like this, and you only get one comment displayed. They've actively done everything they can to make commenting a terrible system, even worse than it was when Google Plus was implemented. When Google Plus was implemented, the comment system was but at least people actually used it, and it was trying to encourage people to partake in a discussion. YouTube doesn't want people to talk in the comments. YouTube doesn't want people to comment unless prompted to by the creator. And YouTube has gone out of its way to make the commenting system difficult, irrelevant, and uninteresting. I used to spend hours discussing things in the comments of some YouTube videos with people. Sometimes it was just lighthearted trolling. Sometimes it was actually deep, thoughtful discussion. One of those deep, thoughtful discussions prompted some of these people to add me on Facebook. And some of these people on Facebook have become very close personal friends of mine and even allowed me to move to the East Coast. That couldn't really happen in today's YouTube. A small YouTuber sticking to a very small niche part of YouTube and discussing things with just those people and becoming a sort of community, it doesn't happen anymore. It just doesn't. It's usually just one or two or three large creators and a bunch of other stuff, and then people move that discussion to Discord. A thriving community within the platform of YouTube is heavily discouraged and heavily punished. It just doesn't exist. And it stinks. I wish that would come back. And that's what made YouTube fun. That's why I liked making videos. That's what I wanted to try to recapture by coming back to YouTube. And especially in a time where we were so isolated. And unfortunately, I've discovered upon my return that YouTube doesn't like people like me anymore. And it sucks. It just stinks to see that somebody can't really thrive in a very small environment on YouTube. It used to be the thing that made YouTube special. It used to be the thing that made YouTube unique. It was almost like Reddit before Reddit. It was almost like, these rich, unique subcultures and different aspects and very specific parts of the community is what made YouTube so beautiful. Unfortunately, it's not monetizable, and YouTube knows it. And YouTube is slowly inching and those things out of its platform. And that's why these things are thriving on places like Facebook, on places like Twitter. Honestly, the closest thing to old YouTube these days are Facebook groups and Twitter. They have just recaptured that same spirit, and you could customize your experience to a very niche portion of audiences. On Twitter, when I look at election Twitter and I look at how people talk about politics, I get that same feeling that I had when I was discussing Mac and PC on YouTube. When I go on Facebook and participate in a lot of Facebook groups and I'm talking to people about something very niche that very few people care about, and I'm doing it with a very small audience, but the platform encourages the engagement, I get flashbacks to the old console wars. But YouTube doesn't want content creators to cater to a small audience. They want them to cater to a large audience, at least large enough to be monetizable. They don't want small, unmonetized vlogs to reach anybody, because the more time you spend watching someone like me, the less time you spend watching someone like PewDiePie. That's the reality. And PewDiePie can sell a game. PewDiePie can sell a shirt. PewDiePie can sell lots of things. I can't sell you anything. But what I can do is thank YouTube, you guys, the ones that have stuck by me for more than 13 years. That's eBay. Sorry. The ones that have stuck by me for more than 13 years, I can't thank you enough. I will continue to make some videos, And I do have some videos in the vault already that I've made, and I can release them. And I will make videos on things that I find interesting or care about or just want to throw into the void. But I honestly cannot commit any longer to really making regular videos. I wanted to try. I wanted to try to return and make regular videos a couple times a week and make it so that, I can talk to you guys again. But YouTube has actively punished that. And I don't see the platform being a place for that type of discussion. If you want, you can always follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I'd love to talk to you guys. But YouTube just isn't really the place for it anymore. It doesn't actively encourage comments and discussion. It really discourages video responses too. It doesn't like those at all anymore. But I do want to have a big last hurrah. I do encourage you to donate to Extra Life. I'm doing an Extra Life this year, and I'm doing it for Johns Hopkins Children's Hospital. And now during COVID-19, it is really crucial that children, get proper medical care, and charities like Johns Hopkins Children's Hospital are probably leaned on more heavily than ever because regular medical care has become expensive or unattainable due to job losses. So if you can, please donate. And I look forward to a 24-hour stream with the few of you who still are interested in what this old YouTube has-been has to say. But I really want to thank all of you for everything. This is kind of like a retirement video, I'm not going to lie. And I've really enjoyed everything all over the years. And I will, like I said, I will still probably make a rant every now and then about something stupid that I find in tech or video games or something I want to get off my chest. But I think this is the end of a regular YouTube. I don't think I can ever really even kind of come back at a regular rate. And it does suck. And unfortunately, a lot of it is out of my control. I wish I could generate content that YouTube would like in a way that I also enjoy doing it. But honestly, I'm a man of very little time. I'm a man of not a lot of skill when it comes to video crafting, or not a man of means to expend on video crafting in a way that would be palatable to YouTube. I honestly think of YouTube sometimes as a way for me to dump my mind and see what other people have to say. And unfortunately, YouTube is just not for that anymore. So if you want to see that, you can see that on Twitter or Facebook. And I look forward to Extra Life with all of you. Thanks for everything. Samuel out.